Back in 2021, I thought it would be a wonderful idea to venture off and become a small business owner and entrepreneur. I'm going to share my life and what this journey has been looking like so far. And we're definitely going to need more coffee for this one.
I guess this is like, the whole entrepreneurial life thing. Today's meeting got pushed back to later this week, and I didn't have as much of a productive day as I wanted because I was a little thrown off. But that happens, especially as a creative, and so it's okay. Dust myself off. I'll try again tomorrow.
So, the entrepreneurial journey for me is a full circle moment in the sense that I took, when you have electives in high school, I remember taking entrepreneurialism, which is a totally random class, but I took entrepreneur class and I think I've always been intrigued by it ever since. And so, full circle, that I would now become an entrepreneur.
I woke up about an hour ago. I read my Bible, I prayed, and I'm about to do a little bit of drawing and some work for this project I'm working on. And for about 45 minutes.
I kick off my mornings in the beginning of the week, where obviously I'm taking care of my kids and I'm setting up my projects for the day.
Okay, so I didn't end up drawing this morning. I spent 30 minutes staring at my tablet because I just feel so tired. And so when I feel unproductive, I listen to my body. Not always, but sometimes I give myself a slower start to the morning. The kids are about to get up. I'm just taking like a 10-minute, I can't even call it a cat nap, but just recoup.
Every week can look very different, but I've come to a point where I have kind of like a strategy of how it's going to go. I map out my week. I have a to-do list. I strike out what's happening in the to-do list, and I take it step by step. And this week was a tough one.
So today is not the best day. It's Monday, kickoff to the week, and I woke up, as I mentioned earlier, really early, and then I hit a brick wall of creativity, where it's not that I don't have things to do, but I just couldn't bring myself to do them. I'm extremely exhausted. The kids ended up being late, and I brought them to school anyway. Late, but they were late, and ever since I got back, I have not been able to get myself into it. But there are weeks like that, and one of the things I find that helps with that is going to the gym, which is funny because it's not my favorite place. But I do find it's super helpful.
So one of the things when it comes to being an entrepreneur is that you kind of have no days off. It is really beautiful because you do get to set the tone for your own schedule, but I feel like you're working more. And so, yeah, I opted to not have a 9 to 5. And now I'm working all the time, and I have to stop myself from working. You have to find that work-life balance. A really important element and aspect for me in my life and business is my faith. And so I make sure that on Sundays I take a time of rest. I try.
After enjoying such a nice service, I decided that it was time for me to come and enjoy some coffee.
I sometimes will go to a coffee shop. This is something I've kind of picked up more recently, just to take some downtime for me and just disconnect and maybe draw or learn something, but try to keep it more low key and less work focused. I try not to do groceries. I try not to do laundry. I try to really just shut down on that day.
I don't know if it ever does, but that is still very, very uncomfortable to do. But apparently, self-promotion is the way to go.
Another huge part of entrepreneurialism is really self-promotion, putting yourself out there. So recently I really became avid at giving out my business cards everywhere I go. Every opportunity at the coffee shops, it's actually a really great opportunity to kind of pin it on the boards, just to kind of gain more exposure. I created my business in 2021 after the pandemic. I was working at a company, and I noticed that there was a lot of still issues when it came to diversity and everything. And so I felt a push, and I felt like the climate, it was time to become an independent author. So I wrote a couple of children's books. And then I was like, you know what? I actually want to turn making content specifically geared towards kids a business. I've had many successes and then also a lot of failures. It is a learning process, and every day I am learning.
Like you have to learn to pivot. So, what I used to do a lot of was I was very heavily focused on kids content. Still have a heart for it. Still going to be pushing and working on those kind of projects. I work on scripts and whatnot, and still developing children's books. But I have to pivot. And sometimes, like, I don't want to say it's going where the money's at, but also kind of you got to go where the money's at. And so I've kind of had to expand my service offerings. And I still like what I do. Still very illustrator, design based, creative based. So I have no complaints there.
I do graphic designs, web designs, or designs for the web. I also do illustrations for other people in their children's books or books, covers, my own personal projects, and sorry, in terms of business, short form animations. So that's graphic design, illustration, short form animations. And then on a personal level, I do always work on my craft of polishing up my illustrations, polishing up my design skills, putting myself out there. Just even on a personal level, writing my own children's books. So one of the projects that I have been working on is a children's book that is faith-based called Good Fruit, and I'm really trying to see if I can set a goal for myself to have it done before the end of this year. Hopefully it could be like a little Christmas stocking stuffer. Why did I wink like that? I don't know. That's so weird. And I always have a project on the go. So outside of just making content for social media and trying to build the we're gonna need more coffee brand, which is really meant to be conversational and just about life. And especially like as you get older in life, and you're juggling so many things, just building a community where we can find support with everything that there is to do on a daily basis.
All that to say, I keep busy with projects.
I was fortunate to find a client and have some meetings this week as well. And that's really important. Now, the way I get clients that's why networking is key. I don't think I posted my networking 101 video here, but I'll post it. It's funny. It's a reel that I created based off an event that I went to. But networking has been so instrumental in my business. It's uncomfortable, very much like giving out business cards. It's uncomfortable to reach out and email people and put yourself out there, but it's such an integral part of the business, because if not, you won't have business. People won't know who you are. So another part of work-life balance is, as a mom, really being able to shut down when the kids come home, which I'm not usually able to do. I'm a workaholic for the things that I love. I actually almost didn't come out for this walk. I told the kids I was going to take them. Accroche ton manteau sur la branche comme j'ai fait pour celui de Gigi. I told the kids that I was feeling really tired, and we had a bunch of errands and stuff to run, but I was like, okay, well, while we run some errands, let's stop by and actually take this walk. And we're catching the sunset, and I am so glad we did.
Business success aside, it's important for them to know that they are always a priority.
Essentially, I don't think I would trade this at all. I trade the finances. But no, I really love what I do. I love to learn. I love to whatever is in here, translate it in here and evoke a sense of feeling and something meaningful for somebody else. And that is so important to me. And it's not easy, but I'm here for the long haul. Stay tuned.